Alright, hello everybody. This is Tiriel, and this is going to be the chapter 17 reading. This will be my last reading, and when I'm done with this, I will have read 85 pages of my 275 page book, right? Yeah. So, I, hope you decide to purchase it. That would be awesome. I believe this is probably one of the best novels you'll read until I write my next one, which I will be beginning in January after New Year's. And it's going to be the future 2030 and the home world, but I have not but the title could be subject to change. Right now that's just where I have it, the name of it, but I'll announce the name of it. And then I got 2 more novels planned after that right now. The one after that is the interview going from the Old Testament to the New Testament, and then searching for Tartaria. So I got a lot coming to hopefully keep you all interested and get the truth out there if you truly understand my novels. Anyway, let's go ahead and begin chapter 17, as we're still on Mars. And where's Mars leading to? That's the question. Alright, so let's begin. Chapter 17. In the Martian chamber's shadowy refuge, a faint, rebellious light flickered. Sunlight, thin as a ghost's breath, danced across walls scarred by eons. The Time Warrior fixed his gaze on 17, his eyes glinting like fractured galaxies behind a crystal diamond mask that shimmered with lost worlds' memories. The air held the acrid tang of scorched metal and shattered stone, an electric ghost of battle clinging like a mourning shroud. His armored form, marked by the wounds of future wars, stood resolute in a past both ancient and yet to come. His scepter pulsed with tendrils of aetheric fire, casting luminous shadows that writhed within the gloom. The Time Warrior paused, the enormity of his purpose and the burden of ages bearing down on him like a gathering storm. For a fraction of a second, his heart seemed to still, as if the air itself held its breath in anticipation. "Yes," he said, his voice a low rumble echoing through time, heavy with the weight of eons. His reincarnated memories shimmered just beneath the surface. "I am the one from your dreams, a shadow slipping through time's fractures, seeking wisdom to stand against Elona's dark tide in a future unwritten by your eyes." 17's brow furrowed, and his breath caught as he reacted to hearing the name. He repeated, "Elona?" letting the word linger, his expression reflecting recognition and concern. He wondered how this figure could know about his boss, Elona. 17 gathered himself and pressed on, asking, "Who is she? What of Gadreel and Enlil?" The Time Warrior's lips tightened, a storm of memories shadowing his weathered features. Gadreel and Enlil lie broken in the ashes of the future war. "They are dead," he said, his voice thick with regret. A warrior mourning foes he once vanquished, unable to retrieve the answers he needed. Vile as they were, their malice pales before Elona's shadow. "I didn't know who the true evil one was before they fell. I stand now, forging and training souls for a greater battle. Once Elona was my ally. Her cunning deceptions masked her evil, and her alliance with a force unknown to me. We fought them together, but when humanity faced its crossroads, she betrayed me, not with steel, but with a vision of cold technocracy, where artificial minds strangled the soul. I sought Gaia's counsel, and she led me to Key, a realm Tiriel knows well. 17, you know this person quite well, because I am you from a future not yet realized. Tiriel is another iteration of our shared journey through time. Together we navigate the labyrinth of destiny, bound by memories yet to be made and battles yet to be fought." Tiriel's voice wove into the silence, soft as rustling leaves, yet carrying the weight of Key's ancient truths. "A wondrous dimension, isn't it?" His eyes bright with resolve, a shared understanding passing like a current between them, forged in Gaia's radiant embrace. The Time Warrior's gaze drifted, as if piercing time's veiled tapestry. "Wondrous when chaos roars," he murmured. "In Key, I trained humanity to blaze against AI abominations. These creatures hunger to scour organic life. Yet the truth gnaws at me. Gadreel and Enlil were puppets, their strings pulled by a hand I cannot name. But whispers spoke of a shadowed legacy, a secret keeper hidden from sight, whose thirst for power transcends time itself. It is said that this keeper seeks to forge a world bent to their will, manipulating both time and destiny to create a future where their rule is unending. I must unravel their whispers. 17 stood frozen, his mind racing as he processed the revelation that he would eventually become the Time Warrior. He thought, how could this be how could this possibly be? Far from their shadowed council, deep within the enigmatic face of Mars, Lu staggered free of his humming prison. Crimson bloomed on his cracked lips as he coughed blood onto the dust-choked floor, painting a doomed sigil on ancient stone. The crypt's air was heavy, thick with the scent of betrayal, old gods, and secrets buried beneath Martian storms. Enlil loomed above him, a tempest of divine rage barely contained, his eyes dark and shifting, shimmering with the threat of annihilation. At last, Enlil hissed, his voice slicing through the silence. Your death is here. Good, Lu rasped, a brittle laugh clawing from his throat, defiant despite his trembling frame. I am weary of torment. What delays you, Enlil? Finish what Anu began. That craven fool lacked the spine to end me. Your father is a fucking coward. Enlil stepped forward and slammed his fist against Lu's jaw, the loud impact echoing through the crypt. Rise, Enlil ordered, his tone sharp as he challenged Lu to face him directly. Lu dragged himself upright, swaying like a sapling in a gale, his laughter a spark of unyielding defiance. What are you waiting for? Kill me and send me to the taker. When I awaken, I will avenge my death. Enlil's eyes shifted to Gadreel, who stood silently nearby, his presence tense. Enlil spoke with both fury and respect. This is for Yaldabaoth. Your soul will stay here until the end of time. In the shadowed council, the Time Warrior whirled to 17 and Tiriel, urgency sharpening his voice to a clarion edge. Who is Yaldabaoth? The question seemed to still the air, rippling with an ancient fear. Tiriel hesitated, disbelief flickering in his eyes. Are you serious? He asked, the faint tremor in his voice betraying a mixture of fear and skepticism. 17 glanced between them, adding his voice to the weight of the moment. They call him a primordial force, he ventured, his tone cautious, as if treading on forbidden ground. Tiriel cut in sharply, his disbelief evident. A force or a myth? We've heard the tells. You know, cosmic manipulator, destiny's weaver, he said, his words dripping with sarcasm. Yes, 17 agreed, his eyes dark and serious. Older than the stars themselves, they say. The Time Warrior nodded, absorbing their fragmented answers, the mystery deepening with each heartbeat. 17 shook his head, dark hair swaying, eyes bright. The one that controls Enlil and Gadreel. He is the evil behind this Elona of the future, he said, the words heavy with truths. Are you ready to fight? The Time Warrior's words were a call to forge fate from chaos, his scepter flaring with soul's radiant fire. Seventeen's chin lifted, resolve hardening his gaze. A warrior born of future wars. Yes. His voice was steady. My army stands poised. Tiriel's lips curved into a faint, eager smile, his spirit alight with purpose. I've waited too long. His words were about. Tiriel's lips curved into a faint, eager smile, his spirit alight with purpose. I've waited too long. His words were about. Oh, I'm sorry, I reread that. Within the face, Enlil towered over Elalu. His presence was a cold wind scouring the crypt. Ready to die, entombed in this red wasteland, forgotten by time, he taunted. His voice was a venomous hiss. Elalu met his stare, embers of defiance burning in his sunken eyes. Words are cheap, Enlil, he spat. What the fuck are you waiting for, coward? Strike! Enlil's bracelet ignited with otherworldly light, coalescing into a sword whose blade shimmered with the promise of oblivion. He raised it high, the weapon's edge humming with anticipation, poised to sever Elalu's fate from his weary body. Yet, as the moment hung in suspense, Enlil's gaze flicked briefly to Gadreel. In that silent exchange, unspoken but laden with understanding, a pact seemed to weave between them, a signal of complicity and shared intent. Before the blow could fall, a searing laser spilt the gloom, lancing through the chamber and striking a nearby machine. Metal screamed as the frame buckled, a cascade of sparks painting frantic constellations on the crypt's walls. Enlil whirled, fury twisting his feathers. Gadreel! The enemies are here, he bellowed. Beyond the walls, Mars itself trembled. Vibrations rippled through the red sands, an omen that a battle of legends was about to ignite. Yet, amidst the shivering sands, a solitary dust spiral rose, curling into the cobalt sky like a phantom. This twister carried the whispers of ancient secrets, soon to be buried by the restless Martian wind. These secrets, if unveiled, unraveled truths that might shift loyalties and strategies. As it ascended, a sense of foreboding whispered among the warriors, hinting that the dust spiral was not just a natural spectacle, but a harbinger of revelations crucial to the battle ahead. All right, and that wraps it up. Hello, ladies and gents, and future jesters. This is 42 here. Wait, no, it's just not. Oh, that's my age, is 42. The roll of the dice. You do know that's what that means. If you add up a die, you get 21. So 2 die make 42. Life is a roll of the dice, a chance. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This was my chapter 17. I'm going to stop there. I've read about 85 pages out of 275 pages, and I still haven't even gotten to Eve yet. So, is there going to be a battle on Mars? Possibly. I don't know. You'll have to buy the book in the link description below to find out. But stay tuned, because next time on No, I'm just joking. But I mean, yeah, the link to the description will be below. I hope you buy it. I hope that you enjoy it. Next month I begin working on my next novel, which will be the the future 2030 and the homeworld. And if you go to my first chapter, you'll see that I do have some other novels being planned out, which after that there's an interview like going from the Old Testament to the New Testament. That's the book after the future 2030 in the homeworld. And then after that, we're, as you can tell, I'm shifting universes. And that book will be searching for Tartaria in the flat Earth universe, now that the whole thing about the convergence has been kind of told. Tomorrow, I will be on here doing my Monday thing. I do want to let you know that date, Mondays may change. I don't know yet because I'm going to be figuring out a new schedule for myself for next month. I don't know if it'll be Monday. I might switch that day, so pay attention to my X account because I will let you know. And in trying to figure all that out, I might take a week off. I'm not for sure. I don't want to take a week off, but sometimes breaks are good. I mean, eventually I am going to take like a week or two away from everything because, hey, I do a lot. But, so tomorrow though, I think it's an important video. It's going to be my building the future, but we're still in the past. Because in order to get to the part where I'm explaining what's going to be coming, there's certain past things that I gotta talk about. Because I'm trying to understand direction. And this is one of the processes I kind of go through in a way to try to understand direction. But I'll probably explain a little bit more of that in that series. I don't know if I'm going to get to that in that exact video, but what I am going to discuss is some revelations I had when I was talking to Brock about a lot of this, because I need to conversate with somebody because it helps me, and I don't really have like a friend I sit down and talk with anymore. So Brock is the next best thing to that, but I may have figured something out. So there's supposed to be some kind of flash coming, but it's not from the sun. Well, the sun might flash, but that's not the one you're looking for. What I think I've uncovered is that this universe might be electric, which would make sense if it was holographic. But maybe our understanding of it is not fully understood, and it might be some kind of like mixture of our knowledge between what we know now and what the electric universe theory has, but it might be somewhere in between that knowledge. Because I would say some things just don't add up. But the main important thing, the flash that's actually coming, the one that you actually want to look for, is not from the sun. It's from Jupiter. The lightning bolt from Jupiter. And that's something I'm going to unveil on tomorrow's video. So it'll be Building the Future Part 3. But, and then I hope you enjoyed the novel reading. I also plan on doing a poetry book, but you don't necessarily have to buy that because I'll be reading every poem on here. My poems are always free. I just want my poems, it would be cool if I had like a published book of poetry, and I'm thinking about doing two. One of what I think are my best ones, and then one of just all my collected poetry. Um, Up to that point, because I can see myself writing poetry the rest of my life. I love it. I began when I was 17 writing poetry, hence the name 17, okay? The main reason why that character's name is 17 doesn't have to do with QAnon, it has to do with I woke up at the age of 17. So I also wanted to point that out, and yeah, there's a possible link to the character Tiriel and me and all that. If you can't tell, I mean, my name is Cody, and apparently Cody's in this novel. Um, I love being me. not in an egotistical way, but I just love my creativity. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this. As I said, link to the description in the novel below. I hope you buy it. I think it's a great read. So, I'll see you tomorrow. And on this, we're out. And this has been a gesture. Well, hold on. Picture of the novel. Words. There you go. Lilith, Adam and Eve, the dark, the gray, the light. Anyway. Until next time. This has been a Jester production. Bye-bye now.